Buddy the dog. What are you doing, pal? Ready to come out here and start the day and see what type of adventures we're gonna get into? It's not gonna be very exciting, I'll clue you that, people. But hey, Buddy's excited. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. You may recall that in previous episodes, we tackled headlights on this because I thought it would be nice to have, you know, while I was feeding, some headlights. So I did a bunch of checking on some stuff, and I'll tell you what I found out. So last time, we had the side off, we checked all that. Turns out the switch is working, it's putting power back here in the remnants of our wiring harness, and that's dandy. Except for the fact that nothing seems to be what it's supposed to be. Some of you were probably screaming at the camera because I didn't go in and get the book, but I did get the book last night and check it over, and sure enough, obviously, somebody has at some point pulled wires off the back of that switch and they're in the wrong order, or who knows what. Maybe when it was overhauled, maybe the dealer put a switch in it. And then, I don't know. I have no idea how that could have happened, because I really doubt that Grandpa ever would have switched those, because he just didn't care about headlights. So, anywho's. What we learned last time was some of the stuff that I thought to be the case was correct, but since the things aren't plugged into the right place on the switch, it wasn't happening the right way. In other words, the yellow, which I am now using as headlights right now, is really supposed to be the rear work light, or the rear red light. And then the orange, which is this short one, is supposed to be the hazard flasher, which makes sense. That other thing that's bolted up there is a hazard flasher. And then your pink one is supposed to be your headlights, and then that would leave your blue one as your white tail light. Your white rear work light, they call it. Just one of these. So, that's not, they don't come on the right way though. I looked in even got the operator's book. The operator's book for this does not have a wiring diagram, unlike a lot of the Olivers and Whites, which they give you a wiring diagram. So I had got the shop book out, looked at the wiring diagram, checked all this over, checked the operator's book, and it says like your first position is supposed to be, I think just all your white lights, like bright headlights, white rear work light. Second position is supposed to be bright headlights, red light, flasher light. Third position is supposed to be dim front lights and red light and flasher light. So the headlight switch does have a resistor on it, I saw, and it's supposed to dim the headlight. Now I think what's happened is maybe that's the reason why. Maybe when it was new, maybe he did use the headlights and then something went screw with the switch, so they switched some stuff around to bypass that resistor thing and then just made it what it was. But it's far from what it's supposed to be. Maybe they updated switches at some point and these don't match the positions, but I have 3 positions and none of the stuff that was happening with the right wire color matched what was supposed to be happening with the switch position of the switch. So that was fine. So we just went ahead and went around that. Now, I went to the Deere store and they could get me everything I wanted except for the fact that they don't have any of it. So that's nice, right? And that reminded me of something. Okay, I need to not lose that bolt down there. You see that bolt down there? That goes to that rear headlight mount. They could get that new, but it was $84. So I found a used one for $50 and then spent $20 of shipping. So it's basically no different, but we'll need that bolt when we do all of this. Because what I did was I ordered 2 rubber rings to replace that one, which is kind of rickety, and then the one that was, yeah, the other one that was rickety all the time that we grabbed to get on, but then in the last video I switched them. But I thought, why don't we just have all new ones since we're doing this? I never knew what this was supposed to be, because it was supposed to be a combination light. And I looked and looked. Well, I never have seen the original, so I didn't know. But it is, in fact, supposed to be a sealed beam combination light. And the way they did it, you'll see when the parts get here, because I went ahead and did it. And instead of ordering the cheapo bulb from like Steiner, I went ahead and ordered the one from the Deere store, so I paid $80 for it probably, or 60 instead of 20, but whatever. But it'll be a sealed beam where the back of it has like a red, part of it has a red, there's like a round circle inside that's not silver, it's red, and it's clear through to the back. And then on the back of your light clips another little, smaller light that comes on when it's red, and that will actually get its grounding from, you'll bolt it to the terminal of the light with this, and then that metal clip will hold it down where the bulb hits in front of that red place, and then it shines through there. That's my understanding of how it's going to work whenever it gets here. So that's dandy, right? We're going to do it. We're going to make it right at some point. And, you know, but I'm not going to put that on until I get my new bracket, because we're not going to lose that after spending money on it. But for now, I mean, this probably won't be enough for a video today, but I want to film it, and this will be the beginning of this video, and you'll see it at some point. But what I'm going to do is, I got bulbs, plain white bulbs. I want a white bulb in all 3 of those so I can be using this in the meantime. And then when we get more stuff to put it back right, then we'll start sorting out what needs to be what. Now, a sad thing happened. Immediately after doing that video, this light burned out, as I predicted that it would, because it was starting to get all floaty in there. And when they do that, their days are numbered. So I think what I'm going to do, just for fun's sake, I think we're going to put the 2 new bulbs I brought in the 2 front ones so that they match, because they're exactly the same beam pattern and everything. And then I'm going to put that one, we'll move back to the back. I know that seems stupid, but we've crossed the threshold of stupid many times. It shouldn't be foreign to you at this point. You should just lay back and take it, you know. You're gonna see some stupid stuff if you watch these videos, and that's just how it's gonna go. I knew I would rock it. That. I wonder if I took this back and told them it was defective. It's defective, it won't light. In theory, I probably should, because I'm sure I bought this whenever I did that, and it has done nothing. I mean, it hasn't been lit really a single day. And it looks like brand new, but I wanted to put the screw back in, so that's just what you do, but whatever. Alright. Does this have an up or down? Not really. I'm using 4411s. I don't know that that's exactly what I should have. There's a couple different choices, but they had 4411s on hand. I'm not real concerned about what type of light it is. I just want light at this point. We can always do something later if we decide that it should be something different, but I just want light. Come on, baby doll. Get on there. Get on there, yo. So close. There. Now let's just do a test tickle. Look at that, lights. You know what? Do I really want to go through the trouble of... Yeah, I do. That other light bulb looks like it's running... It looks like it's running a fever too, so... I have a feeling it's going to burn out soon, and I might as well just put the good one in front, because that one's going to get replaced with the red one anyway whenever that stuff gets here. So wouldn't it just make sense to go ahead and do the thing now? Probably would just make sense to go ahead and be done with it. I'm not real sure why these are getting moisture in them. That does not compute, because they're supposed to be sealed. I don't see any reason why. Okay, that one's gone. And we really need that screw, kind of, but we can take it out of the other one. That's okay. It's not the first time we've been foiled. Hopefully they're all the same size thread, you know. All right. Come on, baby doll. Now, you didn't have to do what you did over there. You could have just as easily participated. Get back on there, yo. There, look at that. Now, lights, camera, action. Good deal. Now we need to put that one back there, which means we're going to have to rob a screw back out of this, because I dropped the screw for the thing. Why not, you know? And like I said, hopefully they're the same thread. That would really suck if they weren't. We just need you to work for like 3 or 4 days. Probably more than that. I probably won't get time to work on it before that, but... Okay, let's struggle. Different thread size or what? Shouldn't be. I think I can manhandle it. This is an old bulb. Let's put that one in there because it's already having struggle bus problems. Yeah, I should have put the rubber ring on first, but I didn't want to drop the bulb, so I'm going to do it in an inappropriate way. Maybe. Well, what I'm really going to do is just completely drop everything. If I could drop this screw too, that would be cool. You know, that way I really got the complete package. I already hear little glass tinklings in there, so this one may not even light up again at all. Doing a lot of work for something that's probably not going to work anymore. All right, gently hang. Gently, gently, gently hang. There's just no good way to make this happen for you to see it right here, because I just don't have any good stuff. But what I'm going to do is just do this, and then we'll get the rubber put on the light. And I always forget, I should start at the bottom, because it's easier later on to get this the right way. Stupid. Stupid is as stupid does. Come on, baby. Are we on there enough? No. We're not on there there. There. That might hold it for a little bit. Yeah, we've done all we can do. The only thing holding that rubber together is imagination. Right now, it's just plumb wore out from Grandpa and from me. Every time we would get on the tractor, this is the natural place to put our hand and pull ourselves on, and the constant rubbing, I guess, and pulling has wore through the outer rib, and now it don't go. But let's just have a look-see. We got 2 front lights. We got no light back there anymore, so I'd say that it ate the big. Oh no, never mind, we're not done yet. Homework, friends. We had more homework to do that we didn't do. I ran out of spade terminals the other day, so I didn't get that done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna crimp a spade terminal on that and then plug it in to, what did we decide? The blue one maybe is the one I'm gonna plug it into, because that's what I got hooked up right now. Yeah. So that's what's gonna happen. This is gonna go here. And see, I made everything alike so that when I do straighten out the wires on the switch, all I gotta do is plug and play. But sometime when we go through and do the fenders, we're going to order, I can get a new wiring harness from Brillman, and then we will go ahead and do that when we do the fenders and make it right, because it's supposed to actually go all the way around, and it has a branch off to go to this fender, and then it goes around the back and goes to the other fender, and it also catches the power port thing there too. So, and then it's all nice and loomed up. So eventually when we do this right, this will all go away. So that's why we're not worried how it looks right now. Right now we're just in desperation mode of getting lights going. Let me go get my wire pliers and I'll be right back. All right, are you there? Let's put this. Let's try this. It should be that one, because the other one is that wire that's hooked to the original flasher, but it's not voltaging right. So anyway, what I got going on here is I temporarily made a little harness, and I brought this cheapo flasher, so if I can get it put down in there, we'll have a flasher temporarily as well. I may not be able to do this though. Would really help if I could reach it, and also if I could see. There's one. There we go. Okay, now if I also didn't make it clear, I actually bought the factory flasher unit only because it somehow bolts up here, and I thought that would be nice if it was original. But here's our first position. We got 2 front lights. I think that one's supposed to be on, but I'd say it's toast. I think my bulb's finally, see, that one's gonna have the flasher going, and there shouldn't be any backlight there. So yeah, it was all for naught switching that bulb. I knew that one should only have the flasher. So see, this one should have that, and we don't. But like I said, it's toast. That bulb was running in there, and I knew it wouldn't last. So, and they only had 2, not 3, so we're gonna just roll with that. We don't need to see where we've been, we just need to know where we're going. So 2 new front headlights, that was not money wasted at all. So for now, we're gonna have to call this done until we get more parts. And I really don't see the need to waste my money and buy another white light if I don't know. Maybe I'll buy one for temporary to put back there. and do the thing. I also have had the thoughts of, but I don't want this to look ridiculous, and I'm not much of a fan of doing stuff like that, but I thought about getting some LED light bars to mount up on the canopy underneath to shine out. And I could do it in such a way that it used original holes, because there's an original hole right there and over there, and then there's two on the back where those wood slats. I guess it must have had a headliner at some point. I don't really remember that. I do remember it had more wood slats. And then Grandpa took that off in the front and put this mirror on that he got off of something. So that's gonna stay. But I could mount an LED light bar up there and shine out above everything. That might make it nice, I don't know. Well, the verdict's still out on that. That's a long-term project. Right now, I'll just be grateful for having some headlights forward so that I might actually, you know, be able to not run over a cow or something. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this part here, and if it's not enough for a video on its own, then I will bring you back when I get more parts. All right, friends, I just couldn't let it go. I ended up having to go to town for something else, so I went ahead and got another one of these for temporary sake, so we can at least have some light. More light is better than no light, in my thinking. So anyway, maybe we'll try to save this box so that whenever we do take this back out and switch it for the other one, the red light, in other words, what I'm saying, then we can, you know, have this on the shelf as a spare for something else. Because this ain't the only tractor that uses these style bulbs. As a matter of fact, we could probably put it right to work on the four-wheel drive, because I'm pretty sure some of them are burned out. So, anywho, I don't know. Is that going to sit there long enough for me to work on this other one? I should have got more fork terminals, but I just never seem to have those on hand for some reason. I don't know. Probably because I don't really like them in a lot of situations, because they, I don't know, they're just not as positive engagement as a ring terminal. But on these lights, it's really easier with the, you know what I'm saying. Sure. There we go. Get in there. Yes. Now we just have to hope that the rubber doesn't go bad so quickly that it ends up ruining our bulb. You know, if it dumped that out of there and it busted, that would be kind of sad, because that was 12 bucks. So let's for good measure, let's try it now. Okay, first position. Oh. Okay, well, maybe Ross is dumb. Did it come on there? Either I've hooked it up wrong, or something that's not right. But it still didn't come on. And I don't know what I could have done wrong. Unless I unplugged something that really needs to be plugged in. It's either that or it's a grounding issue. Well, now that doesn't make any sense at all, friend. Okay, let's do a... How can this be, you ask? Well, because I'm an idiot. Let's do a swap. Let's take the front headlights off and plug that in. Is it on now? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're into the situation here where these wires are not doing the right thing, and that makes sense because I'm using inappropriately these wires. I really need to, for now, let's just put this on here. Then I think it's gonna work. Wonder what would happen if I put this through there. Would the old flasher work? Let's see what happens. No, I didn't think it would. All right, anywho's, if I put it in the second position right now, well, that doesn't come on either. What the heck? Was it the first position? I don't know what I got going on, friends. Let's try that. I'm starting to think that backlight just doesn't want to, it doesn't want to do the thing. Because right now I got it plugged into the wire that the flasher was plugged. Oh, I know why. Dum-dum. I know why that won't work. That won't work. It won't work because I have an actual flasher plugged in, and I guess it won't flash that white light. But I'm not understanding why I'm not getting any. That's a puzzlement, friends, because yesterday I had all of those wires lit fine. Like the blue wire. This blue wire that should light in one position or the other. That should light the white light in the back, and it's not doing it. So maybe that other bulb was still good. It wasn't long for this world if it wasn't, but kind of frustrating that I went and did that for no reason. But like I said, we got two frontward headlights, and that's all I'm really worried about right now. We will sort this out correctly when I get all my stuff here, and then we're going to pull all the wires off the back of the switch and make it like it's supposed to be, because the pink wire is actually supposed to be the headlight wire, but it doesn't come on at the right time when it's supposed to. It's supposed to be on basically all the time hot, and then in the last position dimmer but still hot, and it doesn't do that thing. Which that doesn't make sense either, because in my brain, how would it then run the flasher unit with the other wire? Because it's on the same terminal of the back of the switch. So I guess the flasher unit isn't particular of the voltage, maybe. I'm very puzzled, but I'm sure it will become clear to us when we get more stuff in our hands and we can make it happen. But I'm very confused as to why I have no power to, like, the blue wire, because that is supposed to, it's supposed to have it in one position. Like when I tried it the first time, I thought it was working correctly, because if I turned on one, then the other one would go out and whatever, back and forth, and that's like tail light versus floodlight. So I don't know. We're just going to roll with it. We've been disappointed before. We can certainly do it again.
Wow, it's very nice.
After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.